Hi, I'm Shannon and welcome to my channel. I'm so excited for today's video. This is all about fresh and clean scents. This is something that feels like you took something fresh out of the laundry. Maybe it's a little powdery, sweet. I've got a good variety for you here, so let's jump right into it. I want to start with the perfume that actually took me down this rabbit hole of fresh and clean laundry. Just give me aldehydes, give me anything that just makes me feel like I came out of a laundromat, I washed my hair. Give me all the freshness. And the perfume I'm talking about is Acne Studios, and this is by Frederic Malle. This was a collab with, I guess, the clothing brand. I'm not cool enough or European enough to really be familiar with the brand, but this was released, I think, a couple years ago, and it was not on my radar. If you're not familiar with Acne Studios, it is a pungent, it is a strong, let me emphasize, strong. You could go 1, 2, 3 sprays and be good. I don't do that because I'm me and I like to go ham all over, and I like to just smell myself really strong, especially if I'm at home and I'm not offending people, except for my partner. I'm sorry. So let me break this perfume down. You've got a hit of aldehydes at the top. You've got citruses, you've got some peach in here, you've got a splattering of florals, and then you have sandalwood, musk, vanilla. You've got a lot going on, but what I basically get from this, it turns very like a little bit bubblegummy and like laundry detergent, just like very strong and powerful. I find it so addictive. I have a bottle on the way. I can't show you the bottle, but I went through a 5 ml decant that I got from Scents Angel. So you can get decants, and I can't stress enough on this one. You should definitely test this because I know some people that think it is way over the top, way too strong. I happen to really like it. I think it's super addictive, and I'm so excited for that bottle to come. So that will be in rotation once I pick that up. And that was Acne Studios by Frederic Malle. The second perfume that I have been literally obsessed with, like I went through my sample and I tested out, there's 2 versions. I tested out both. I can give you my thoughts on both. And I'm talking about Blanche. This is the Absolute Parfum from Byredo. And I have to spray this. I have to because it's so good. I'm not going to spray it on myself because I don't want to contaminate everything that comes after. This is a very, also, if you're not getting to know me by now, I like potent, I like powerful perfumes. I like to get my money's worth. This one is so clean, so beautiful. I feel like I would not do this, so don't get upset with me, but I could not take a shower for days and literally just spray this on, and I would smell incredible. I'm not going to do that. I'm just saying that this is gorgeous. I think this is a beautiful professional scent. I think it is an anytime occasion. I don't think it's not like sultry. It's not sexy. It's not really sexy, okay? But it is really, really nice and fresh and clean. And you're going to see a trend here. I have been on the soapy aldehyde train. I have a variety, so just don't get upset first if you don't like aldehydes. I have some options for you, but this has aldehydes, neroli, and black pepper. And you know, if you're super sensitive to black pepper, that might bother you. It doesn't bother me. There's florals in here, jasmine, violet rose, and then you've got some musk, ambroxan, cashmere, and cashmere wood at the base. And I did sample the eau de parfum, and the eau de parfum definitely leans a little bit more floral. It's softer. So if you have tried the Absolute Parfum, or if you are a little bit sensitive to potency of fragrances, I would go with the original. They smell very similar. Like I almost didn't get the Absolute, but I just wanted it to last. I wanted it to be a little bit stronger. And so I went with this. And if you like the scent profile, this is another one that is a standout. It's very beautiful. And that was Blanche by Byredo. Let's mix it up a little bit. I sampled this perfume. It's quite popular. I sampled this a couple of years ago now, and I was like pretty underwhelmed, and I was confused like why so many people like this, why they were talking about it. And I'll get to it, don't worry, but it's Yin Transformation. This is the Parfum, and this is by The Harmonist. First of all, I just do think their bottles are cool. Like, I didn't realize, but this is actually like pearlized. It's sort of metallic. I don't know if you can tell, but it is quite cool. I don't know. I think it's cool. I have Hypnotizing Fire. I only have the two. Nothing else has really blown my mind. But this Yin Transformation is fresh and clean, but hey, there's no aldehydes in here. I told you, I wouldn't go totally crazy. Yeah. This is soft, it's delicate, floral, powdery. It's a little bit, it feels like a modern vintage perfume. And I think the reason that I like this and the reason why I think it's very popular is because they take that very feminine, powdery, delicate profile. And what really makes this, I think, very good is there's almond milk, there's ylang ylang. So at the top, you've got some florals and some citrus, but the ylang ylang, the iris, almond milk, and then you've got like sandalwood and benzoin at the base. Those additions to what you typically see in a more vintage leaning perfume make this just sweet, a little bit sweeter, soft, addictive, creamy, really, really nice. Just very nice. This is definitely a little bit sweeter than like a fresh, clean, like kind of like cutting fragrance. Like I would say the other two I just spoke about are a little bit more like, hey, I'm super squeaky clean. This is like, there's some softness and sweetness in here. It's so beautiful. I do personally, this is gonna be a shocker, but I do personally like to spray a lot of this. I don't find that it's not gonna give you sillage. It's not gonna like, people aren't gonna really notice, but if you spray quite a bit of this, I think you can get a little bit of attention. I think people will think you smell very nice. And that was the Transformation from The Harmonist. If you like soft, woody, slightly fresh fragrances, then I would check out Sandalwood Temple by Saint Jardin. The cool thing about this brand is they upgraded their bottles and they're nicer now. I feel like all the brands are doing the opposite thing, so I appreciate that. I think this bottle is great. This isn't like weighty, but it is very pretty. It's pretty on my display, so I enjoy that. And Sandalwood Temple, first of all, I have taken this on trips with me. Trips where I am in close proximity to others, people that I know have fragrance allergies, and this is so likable. It's so easygoing. It's a very fresh sandalwood. It's creamy, but there's still bergamot. There's neroli and orange blossom at the top. Then you have some cedar. There's sandalwood, vanilla, and a little bit of vetiver in here. If you're familiar with Santal Indienne, this is like the summer version of that. It's light, it's fresh, it's got sandalwood and vanilla. It's so cozy and still creamy and very, there's some sort of freshness in here. I think out of a lot of my sandalwoods, I can't say all, but out of a lot of the sandalwood perfumes that I have, this is the one that when I want to feel fresh and clean, I reach for this, and it's so delicate, soft, it just works. And that was Sandalwood Temple from Saint Jardin. Next up, I have a new release from the House of Amouage, and I'm talking about Existence, and this is so good. I have been enjoying this so much. I think it's so pretty, and it takes an aldehydic kind of based fragrance, so very kind of soapy, clean fragrance, and it makes it very rose centered. So there's a lot of florals in here. It's quite sweet. It's very strong, also very strong. So I will just tell you a little story. I had a decant of this. I went to the dermatologist, and it was the first time I'd worn it outside of the house. I was being conservative. I probably put like 3 sprays on, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, you smell so good. What are you wearing?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm wearing this. You probably never heard of it. It's Amouage. It's called Existence." And she was like, she asked me, and then before I left, she was like, "Hey, I need to write down what that perfume was. You smell so good." And I think I think it's likable. I think it's still complex. There's some like interesting notes in here. It's still Amouage, so it's not boring by any means, but it's rose and aldehydes. It's very like floral, very pretty. The aldehydes are strong. Just want to call that out. They kind of burn off as you wear the perfume, but it's so gorgeous. This has lily of the valley, aldehydes, and rose at the top. Then you have frankincense, that typical Amouage note. There's a molecular note, labdanum, and at the base you've got white musk, benzoin, and ambergris. So an ambergris can be polarizing, but I don't really get anything that's off-putting here. There's nothing animalic in here. It's very beautiful. I'm so pleased with this. I have to actually restrain myself from wanting to like continue reaching for it just so I can wear my other perfumes and test other things. But this has been an absolute standout. One of my new to my collection. It's been a standout from some of my new pickups. So that was Existence from Amouage. I just realized that I actually have 2 Frederic Malle perfumes in here. And I didn't know that. But I'm talking about Iris Poudre. This is from Frederic Malle. Now, this was done by Pierre Bardin. I am actually not super familiar with that perfumer, but this is a very classic, clean, slightly soapy, very, very powdery scent. So what I get with this, I actually get such a Chanel vibe with this. So if you like Chanel perfumes, if you like even like Eau Premiere, the newer Chanel, it doesn't have any like really heavy notes in here. There's a million different notes in here. I'm not even going to try to read them off you, but there's aldehydes, there's some citrus. It's powdery and beautiful. And this I have found, I actually was testing out some of these perfumes earlier, and I kept smelling Iris Poudre. So it performs very well. And I do think that Iris perfumes can be very clean while still being like powdery and fresh. And I love that here. I think the mix of the aldehydes, there's some florals, and I want to see, there's peach. Well, you see that a lot in here. There's some ylang, orange. I guess there's juniper at the top. There's a lot going on here, but this is blended to perfection. It's amazing. It's so good. If you like the Chanel DNA, you have to try this. This is it. This is amazing. It's so fresh. It's so beautiful. And I think it's perfect for a fresh and clean scent. And that was Iris Poudre. I have become a huge fan of this house. I actually might do a house overview. And I'm talking about the House of Beau, and this is Casablanca. So, fun story with this. I will put a picture up here so you can feel my pain, but I broke my first bottle. I dropped it. It hit another bottle, and this one did not win out. So, Casablanca is probably one of their best sellers. It's a very popular perfume, and I have to tell you that I, to this day, have never smelled anything like this. It's extremely unique. It's very unisex. It has a very like mineral and fresh quality. So you have mineral notes, you have white tea and labdanum. Then there's a little bit of fig and white suede in here. And then at the base, you have a white tobacco, vanilla, and a little bit of oud, which I don't really get that very prominently. This is so beautiful. It's so fresh and still interesting. It's got depth with all those other notes. You've got the tobacco, and you've just got a lot going on here. This is sadly, as I mentioned before, this is my second bottle, but when I did break the bottle, it shattered on my carpet. My closet has never smelled so good. I mean, I don't think I'd use it as carpet cleaner, but it was wafting through the air and I was devastated. My heart was broken. And I'm not going to lie, I definitely waited until I got a coupon code or a sale or something to repurchase this because that wasn't super fun. But it was one that I do think it's so good. It's so unique that I couldn't not have it in my collection. So this one is just a beautiful, fresh and clean set. And that was Casablanca from the House of Beau. There's something to me about a powdery perfume that just feels very clean and very fresh. And one of the probably most powdery perfumes in my collection is Orpheon, and this is by Diptyque. Now, I will give you a little story on this one. I tried this originally and I got so much powderiness that I just was like, are you serious? Like, I can't wear this. I just felt kind of suffocated. I felt like it was overpowering. This is also very strong perfume. You don't need a lot of it. Now, what I get with Orpheon, which I think is the reason why I actually really like it now. It's not like number one in my collection or anything, but I do really like it. There's such a beautiful fresh juniper at the opening of this, and it stays throughout the wear of the perfume. If you like aromatic scents, then you would love Orpheon. If you don't mind the powderiness, then this is so beautiful. The juniper in here is, I think it's the most prominent in my entire collection. I'm trying to think of anything else that has a stronger juniper note. Probably Gentle Fluidity Silver, which is my partner's cologne, and he wears that. But this is so fresh and just uplifting. It's invigorating. It has that kind of Diptyque quality, which is very natural. It makes me feel like I'm outside and I'm smelling trees, and it's just like, it's an experience. And this performs incredibly well. It performs incredibly well. It's very strong. There's a touch of jasmine in here. There's powdery notes, cedar, tonka bean. Beautifully done fragrance. And I think you can wear this lightly, and you could, if the powderiness or if it's too potent, you could put like 2 sprays on, but you will get some sillage with this. It's definitely, it performs, and it's very beautiful, very fresh, powdery, clean. I think it's really, really nice perfume. And that was Orpheon from Diptyque. I want to share one of my favorite soapy, clean fragrances. And this is from Maison Francis Kurkdjian. This is 724. This is a beautiful interpretation of that soapy, clean aldehyde. It's a very modern take on that. It's extremely citrus centered. So I am a huge citrus lover. I love anything that's like bright and sparkly and clean. And this is that, but then it's also soapy. So it's uplifting. It's just energizing. It's so beautiful. You could even call it like a little bit fizzy. Definitely very soapy though. Don't get me wrong. This has pretty strong aldehydes in here. And there's a little bit of sweet pea in here, which gives it this like touch of sweetness. It's so perfectly done, I think. Again, I think a lot of these aldehyde perfumes, to my experience, they perform pretty well. So I don't have a problem with this one. This one absolutely will last on me. It'll last at least 6 hours, and it's a perfect, very versatile scent. And that was 724 from MFK. Up next, I have Bergamot and Hinoki, and this is from Salt and Stone. When I first sampled this perfume, I was kind of disappointed. I know that a lot of people were speaking about it and kind of saying, oh, it's so fresh and clean, it's so energizing. I sprayed this on and it's very light wearing. It is a beautiful scent though. So what I found is when I have overdone it, when I've overdone it, when I need a break and I don't want to smell perfumey, I don't want to smell anything really strong and offensive. This is my go-to. This is very light. It's got a beautiful brightness from lemon. So there's bergamot and grapefruit here. Then you have hinoki, which is like a wood note, and then vetiver. The vetiver does not overtake the scent. just so we can all be clear here, the vetiver is in there, but it's not doing the most. And then you have eucalyptus, which again, it's not doing too much. It's not killing the other notes in the fragrance. Orange blossom and amber, and this is like being outdoors. It's very clean. It's beautiful. If you like lemony, kind of soft, lemony, a little bit woody. It's funny because I didn't realize that there was eucalyptus in here, but now that I know that, I can definitely smell this like beautiful freshness. It's spa-like. And if you don't mind that it's light wearing, obviously I have a preference for strong fragrances, but sometimes I need a break and sometimes I just want to smell clean and beautiful. And I think this is one I personally like to do quite a few sprays, but it is very fresh and clean, like outdoorsy. It's a good one. So as long as you know that up front about the performance, then I would recommend checking it out. I want to talk about a fantastic, affordable fragrance. It's very fresh, very uplifting. I'm talking about Loewe, and this is the EDT version. Now, this is a very beautiful, slightly citrus sandalwood. There's some tangerine at the top. I think there's some lemon or bergamot at the top. It's so bright at the top. Then you've got some sandalwood, jasmine. There's a linen note in here. So it's very clean, very light and kind of enveloping. There's vanilla, amber, and a little bit of musk in here. This is a beautifully done, simple fragrance. I would say I'd put it in the ballpark of like Sana Jardin, but what this has, or Sandalwood Temple, excuse me, what this has that doesn't have is the citruses, but the sandalwood is very similar. It's like kind of translucent sandalwood, meaning like it's not heavy, it's light and creamy. And then I do get the linen note in here. So I do get this very nice freshness, clean vibe in this scent. I think of literally just like crisp, clean white sheets and the windows open and there's like trees outside and the breeze is coming in from, like an orange orchard. But this one is so uplifting. It's so light, especially on a really hot day. This just performs beautifully. So I'd highly recommend checking this out. And that was Loewe. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my top 10 fresh and clean scents for spring and summer. And if you like the content, then like and subscribe, and I hope to see you back in another video soon.